It's the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series on Fox, presented by GoDaddy.com. There's hallowed ground, the checkered flag line at Bristol, Tennessee, where 43 drivers are hoping to be in a little more than 3 hours. Hi, everybody. With Darrell Waltrip and Larry McReynolds, I'm Mike Joy. Thunder Valley has been the scene of the 3 R's of racing: wrecking, retaliation, and rivalries. But, Darrell, it is a day long, full of casual contact.
I guess you could say casual contact. Listen, if you think I got a big smile on my face, it's because we're at a place that I love to come to. I love this joint. And you're right, Mike. You're going to have casual contact. You got to know that going in, and you can't let that affect the way you race. Take it and move on. Retaliation, that's a whole nother story.
Well, Darrell's the king of Bristol. He's won here 12 times, including 7 in a row. But, Larry, how do you as crew chief and the spotter help keep 4 fenders on that car?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what role you play here, whether you're the driver, the crew chief, even the owner. This place will test you to the fullest. It has to be a team effort. The driver has to keep his emotions in check. The crew chief has to help, and more importantly, that spotter. I talked to Clint Boyer this morning, pretty good race car, starting deep in the field. He said, I know somebody's going to drive into the side of me. It may be intentional, it may not, but I have to keep my focus on the big prize, and that's still being on the racetrack when it says 500 laps on the scoreboard.
All right, let's have a look at the starting grid for today's race. Boyer, he's still hot under the collar from last night when his Jayhawks got beat in the last few seconds. Darrell, let's dial up our pole sitter.
Joey Logano, it's a DW. Got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Joey, first of all, congratulations on the pole, and what an incredible turnaround from the first 2 times you've been here. What are your goals today, there, bud?
Keep this thing alive and try to finish it. That's been my biggest problem here at Bristol. I've always had fast race cars, but had a hard time finishing these things. So number one priority is getting the lap 500 there, and hopefully around here towards the front still, and hopefully bring home a W here. That'd be pretty cool. Either way, it's pretty neat to start here on the pole, and sure the guys have good pit stops, keeps up there, got a good starting position, good pit position there, so hopefully we can hang in here.
All right, my friend, good luck to you. Sorry about yesterday, but good luck on today to bring her home.
All right, thanks.
Joey was running 5th yesterday on the last lap when Kevin Harvick turned Joey around. He ended up 14th, but today he shares the front row with 5-time Bristol winner Kurt Busch. This race is brought to you by Budweiser, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. Budweiser, it's what we do. Larry, how about our FedEx understanding the race today?
These are the trends, the patterns we'll look at for these crew chiefs to try to call this race the last 9 spring races here. The longest green flag run, roughly 101 laps. A fuel run here is about 140 to 150. Last caution, average lap 472, but the last 3 races, that last caution in the last 10 laps, remember, 3 attempts at the green-white checkered, cars running at the finish, average 36 cars, a lot of cars repaired, back on the track to get valuable Sprint Cup Series points.
I guarantee you, if we get to the green-white checkered, they'll wish they had about 1 because it's going to take more than 3 to settle it.
Instead of the wave around, it's going to be a call to roll back in the wreck or bring them around. 61 degrees, and it struggled to get there. About an hour and a half ago, the cold front came through, and everybody went running for their sweaters and jackets. We expect rain somewhere, perhaps around 4 o'clock this afternoon, but we may have to check in with Rick Dickert, our storm scout, because that weather system appears to be advancing faster than we've expected.
We don't need but about 3 hours. We get 3 hours, we'll get this baby in.
If the boys will behave, we can get there. Yeah, right.
Today's race, this is the first time this season that we have run 500 laps. We'll do it again next week at Martinsville, Virginia. 30 miles an hour on pit road. There's the pit window, as Larry pointed out, and Terry Cook was late to the drivers meeting, and that will earn you a spot at the back of the field.
And the 66 car, who qualified 3rd, made a good decision right here, and he's dropping to the rear.
Yeah, but I think the reason you see blank quarter panels for Prism Motorsports, and I think they're only going to run as long as the money will allow them, which probably won't be long.
Joey Logano is going to try to win from the pole. That has not happened at Bristol since Rusty Wallace did it in the spring race 1999, the last time a spring race was run from the pole. Here we go.
Quickly, pull the belts tight. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Biggity, biggity, biggity. Oh, baby, let's go racing, boys.
Busch fires out, and does he lead the first lap? He does from Logano.
You know, I thought Logano had fallen asleep, but man, he came off turn 2 and drove right up along the side of Kurt Busch in the 2 car, and that 20's working on the bottom right now.
He's getting a good run from the middle off. He's floating that thing down in the corner, and I think Joey Logano possibly he'll lead lap 2.
Yeah, he got it. Car really, that 20 car really is good on the bottom, and we've seen that to be difficult here with the layout of the track now.
This track has a progressive banking, Darrell, as Busch forges ahead. To lead the 3rd lap is one lane and better than another.
But I'm going to tell you what, the best race car in practice is lurking right there behind Kurt Busch. Jimmy Johnson at 48 ran 116 laps in final practice. Everybody was pointing at that car this morning.
Yeah, he led every category. Fastest 5 laps, fastest 10 laps, long runs. Car was awesome, and here he goes. Matter of fact, I heard him tell the boys, y'all can go ahead and get the champagne set up.
Oh, boy. Here comes Johnson around the outside. Busch led the 5th lap of this race. But look at how well you get a drive off that high lane coming off turn 2. And let's see if Johnson can get the 5 bonus points for leading a lap. He does, as we check with Steve.
Well, Mike, as DW says, Jimmy Johnson's got a great race car, but none of his 49 wins have come here at Bristol. Chad Canal said that last night he and Jimmy Johnson spoke for an hour and a half on how to approach this race. Their approach, stay in the top 10 all day.
Well, and there's no question the safest place at this racetrack, this half-mile track, is at the front. But I can guarantee you, if we stay green, we're going to be lapping cars almost before about lap 15 to 18.
One of the things that really hurts you here is you got to be careful when you get in a lot of traffic. The splitter on the front of these cars sticks out just far enough that if you make a little casual contact, you can cut down one of your tires.
For the lead, Busch looking on the low side. And back at 13th place, Denny Hamlin in the 11, Jamie McMurray in the 1, and Mark Martin.
Mark Martin was fairly happy with this 5 car yesterday. He said on qualifying that he got what the car had in it, but to qualify up front, you have to get a little more. Wasn't real happy with that qualifying run on Friday.
I really don't think he's real happy with the car right now, Larry. It looks like it's kicking out a little bit up off the corner.
And as they catch up to the back end of the field, the world's fastest conveyor belt will be sending that vortex into the air and hopefully keep the rain away.
Oh, it will. We're spinning already, baby. The air I'm talking about.
Dick Bertrand.
Well, although Kurt Busch qualified in the 2nd position, they were not happy with the car in race trim. And as a result, this morning, major changes to the car. 3 springs, a shock absorber, and an adjustment to the track bar. So they weren't sure exactly where they were when the green flag dropped, and they're looking forward to the first pit stop to adjust it to make it still faster.
You know, guys, this is a concrete surface, and it's not as susceptible to temperature swings as much as asphalt, but what it is susceptible to, the more these cars run, the more rubber that's going to lay down, and that will change the way these cars drive.
Yeah, I think even though, Larry, it's overcast today, that's still going to help grip a little bit, even though it's concrete.
18th place, Martin Truex battling Dale Earnhardt Jr. Bumper cam shows you just how close things get here at Bristol. They work past the 38 of David Gilliland. Here comes Casey Kane in the 9. And Greg Biffle.
I tell you what, I just saw Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, a couple of guys back here rear of the field. They are desperate. Right now, they are having to really press hard. Watch this move that Harvick puts right here. That's 3 wide off the corner at Bristol. Pretty hard to do. David
Stremme in the 26 is the driver who gave way and allowed them all to get through there safely.
Well, the leader's coming.
Yeah, that's the desperation. You know, they're already within about 4 to 5 seconds of that leader behind them. So Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, and that 18, they know the more cars they can put between them and the leader, the better off they'll be.
And what you hate to hear from the spotter and the crew is don't let that guy hold you up. Now, that doesn't give you a lot of options.
No. Their task is made a little easier this year with the wave around rule. Makes it easier for a driver to get back on the lead lap should he be lapped, but this early in the race, nobody wants to go a lap down.
And one thing about this track, now that it's configured the way it is, we get a lot of green flag racing here. And so you can go 1 lap down pretty quickly, and guess what? You can go 2 laps down pretty quickly.
Well, lapping has begun. Jimmy Johnson pulls alongside Kevin Conway and puts the rookie contender 1 lap down. Kurt Busch in second. Jeff Gordon, pole sitter Joey Logano, Juan Pablo Montoya, and David Rudiman up front.